Okay, just for the record, just your name and title, please.
Tanya, Tanya, Smith, Smith. I'm president and founder of Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge.
Okay, so everyone's been asking even over the weekend, what is the status of these tigers? So tell me about when you actually arrived to Turpentine Creek and what the process has been like since then.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. We arrived at Turpentine about 9 o'clock on Friday morning. So we drove all through the night to get here. We were literally racing storms. As you know, we've gotten some really bad storms in the area. And we were able to get here safe and sound, get the cats unloaded. We did unload in the a rainstorm, but that was fine. We wanted to get the cats out of the crates as soon as we could because they'd been in there for a couple days.
So, and what has been the process so far? So, what since Friday, since you arrived, what have you done with the tigers? What does that look like for those of us who are unaware?
Okay, well, whenever we got here, our team all met down at what we call Freedom Field. It's a 44 brand new enclosures we've built out just for the Big Cat Public Safety Act got passed in 2022. So we spent the whole year 2023 building out more enclosures, getting ready for confiscations and things like that that might happen, or people wanting to relinquish their animals if they didn't register them. So our nonprofit decided we were going to just build, and it's nice to see those big habitats being used by these beautiful animals that need a safe place to live. Unfortunately, the animals weren't in a great situation where they were before, and now they've come to basically a paradise for them comparatively. And we just take one cat at a time and focus on that one animal, one tiger at a time, and we roll the roll cages up to a actual door that we can open and let those animals go into from the crate into its own space. And that's about a 25 40-foot area that we allow them to go in at first. And now we're just trying to get to know the animals, make sure that they're comfortable. We're monitoring their health. We're just trying to do all the visual inspections that we can, because we did tranquilize them to load them and to make sure that see if they had microchips and just to get the blood drawn done. And as those come in, we're gathering all this information so our veterinarian, Dr. Kellen Sweely, that was there, can take that information and pull anything she needs to in the future. We don't want to tranquilize the cats anymore for a while because we want them to get used to us and not be scared of us, and let them realize they're going to get fed every day. They're going to get medications twice a day if they need it, and they're going to get fresh, clean water here in a clean environment here at the sanctuary.
And you had mentioned before as well when I spoke with you on Thursday about the blood tests. What are the tests showing? What is the vet finding after now being able to really sit and really examine these 7 tigers?
You know what? I'm not real sure at this point. We've been so busy since we've been back that I haven't even had a chance to talk to the vet about the cats. But as far as I know, everything's just going as it should. I'm sure they'll be doing all the things we normally do under any intake of any species we bring in.
But you shared on Thursday, and if you wouldn't mind sharing again, what were some of the conditions you saw? What were some of the things you just visually noticed of these animals that you can share right now?
Well, we're trying to get through the lawsuit and the court case before we really talk about any of that stuff as far as the conditions and everything. We don't want to do anything to jeopardize the case, so I would defer.
Okay, and these are different types of tigers, right? They're all not all the same type of tiger. Are they different types of tigers? What are their ages? What do we know of these tigers?
Well, on the forms that we've received, we don't even feel like those are the real forms. So we're having to go through and utilize our best judgment. We've rescued over 500 big cats over the years, and bear, all these other animals. We can pretty much tell. We think they're between 3 and 7 or 8 years old. Like I said, we're really not sure on their ages and things. And and we're not sure the information that we have is really the information on these tigers.
So a lot of people have been asking, they've been asking me what happens with the tigers. So right now they're with you, but what is the process? Do they just stay with you? Who do they go to? What does that look like for those who are unaware of what happens in these cases?
Well, I'm not really aware of what'll happen to them. I think a judge will have to sign them over to us, um, or Mr. Mitchell would have to sign them over to the sanctuary themselves. I think he has some legal grounds that he could actually go to court. I don't know if that will actually happen or not, but I can tell you that the cats are in a much better place here, and they could live out a life and with dignity and respect from this point on, and they'll never have to suffer another day of abuse or neglect.
Okay. And which is something you can't really talk about, right? As far as what might pinpoint if that were the case.
Yeah, our goal would be that they would just stay here. We're a lifetime sanctuary, so if that works out into the favor of the animals, that they could stay here for the remainder of their life. Once an animal comes here, it normally doesn't ever leave. We've never had one leave the sanctuary before it had passed away of natural causes.
And how do you afford to take care of these animals? Because you have to pay for their health, you have to give them food and housing. How do you do that? And are these tigers open to the public? Can people see Carl Mitchell's tigers while they're there?
Not at this time. These cats are back in our Freedom Field area. So yeah, they're back in a real protected area right now. It's one of our largest areas for the animals to get to run and play. They need the exercise. They were confined to such small cages for so long that their muscles are pretty weak. So if we can get them out there running and playing and doing the things that tigers really need to be doing, swimming, those things, that'll build their strength. And hopefully we can get them in a healthy position really soon.
And
And how do we afford to do that? I'm sorry. It's through contributions. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, just like any other humane society. It's just that our nonprofit actually focuses on the large carnivores. Uh, we've been working large carnivores. I have since 1978. I was raised in that business, and in 1992, we started this nonprofit foundation to take in any unwanted, abused, neglected big cats. And we've just been going ever since. And like I said before, we've rescued over 500 of these types of animals from all over the nation. And when they get in bad situations where they need help, and then that's when we step in. Through donations, people can, adopt and sponsor animals. We try to make it as fun as we can to keep your interest. So you will continue to do those things. You can make reoccurring donations online. You can actually donate online. You can also go through Amazon and make donations to there. We have a wish list and different organizations like that. We have lodging here. We are open to the public. Certain sections of our property is open to the public, and you can come every day and see the animals anytime you want. So, that's mostly through education. We know that if we're not educating along the way, that not we're not really wasting our time, but education is so important. We have interns that come in from all over the world. They're biologists, zoologists that we train to be zookeepers or go to work in the wild with animals, or maybe for the fish and game, or a lot of them end up as veterinarians like Dr. Kellen Sweely, or as vet techs all over the country. And once they come through an internship here, we've gotten such a great reputation that most zoos will take, a stack of, there might only be one position that comes open, not very often, but they'll take a stack of resumes and they'll take that person who applied and put that right on the top. So a lot of our people, about 85% of them that have come through the program, over 500 interns over the years too, have 85% are working in their field, working with big cats or other animals.
well, thank you so much. Is there anything else regarding these 7 tigers you'd like to add at this time?
No, I just want to, I just like to say thank you to everybody out there. Please A picture tells 1,000 words. Go in and look at the pictures, make your own decision if you think we did the right thing or not. The animals do not deserve to live like they were, and here they will have a life of peace and a loving time here, and everything will be great for them. They'll get to live out a nice life.
Where can people see the pictures? Is that something that you're releasing at this point in time?
Actually, Cheryl should have sent you a picture or two.
The videos of them, yes. Okay. But none of the videos or pictures or anything from the actual investigation day where you seize the animals at this time?
No, we're not allowed to put that out. I know that there were some copters and stuff around that they got some pictures of those areas, but yeah, and Cheryl can always send you any of that photography that you need or would like to use. She can get you whatever you need.
Okay. Well, Tanya, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I will definitely talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.